So I'm going to run through this without stopping, all the movements that we've got for our warm-up. The reps and the times and things are all prescribed. So first is a modified McGill curl-up. So we're going to interlock our hands underneath the small of our back, or the arch. I'm going to be laying down. One knee's going to be bent, one leg will be straight. I'll put this foot about where the other knee is. Okay? From here, I'll start my timer. It's 10 seconds of active work, 10 seconds of rest. So I'm going to push up off the ground, everything above my hands, including my arms. So you should be able to fit the string all the way under here. Don't come up too high, it's just about staying just off the ground. And then 10 seconds goes and I rest. I rest for 10 seconds, and then I go again for 10 seconds. I do this 8 times. Okay? Swap legs each time in between. The next movement is our side plank. So you can either be up on your elbow, on your hand is actually harder because you've got to stabilise another joint, but let's do it on the elbow for now. The leg that's closest to the ceiling is going to be forward. Okay? It's going to be forward of the other one. Once again, I'll use my timer. If you can get to the end of the range of the time prescribed, like a minute, go to it. Try and beat your time every time you do this. So I'm going to be making sure my elbow's under my shoulder. I'm going to be driving my hips to the ceiling and pushing through my feet. My other arm can just hold on this shoulder. Okay, I'm going to hold here for the time. If you need to scale, then what you do is you bend your knees back. My body's still straight, but my feet are going back. My legs are stacked on top of each other, and I'm going to be doing the same thing. You should feel a squeeze under here in your obliques during the side plank, and then I'll swap to my other arm on the other side. Okay, the next one is our bird dog, they call it. Don't ask me where it came from. So I'm going to have my knees under my hips. I'm going to make sure that my arms and hands are directly under my shoulders. So out here is not under my shoulder, up here isn't either. So bring it down and in. Okay, I'm going to press through the opposite diagonal sides here as I extend these two. I'm going to count to 10, or have my timer going. Every 10 seconds we come back and we swap over. It's about keeping your body as still as possible through this whole movement. So trying to be as still as possible. 10 seconds goes by. This is teaching rotational movement in the spine, and it's going to help you develop in areas that maybe would usually cause you injuries. Don't overextend, just go straight. Okay? Our next movement is our hip flexor, seated hip flexor lift. So my legs are going to be apart. I'm going to be choosing a leg. If you can do both, then go for it. But if not, most of you will probably be starting off with one leg. So further back I go, the easier it gets. So if you need it, use it. You can do it so much as to lying down. Okay, so we're going to point one leg. I'm going to turn it out, and I'm going to use my hands to brace. I'm going to slowly lift. It's not about height here, but until I feel a cramp on the top inside of my leg, and it's going to burn. So you control back down at the same speed. Don't cheat. Just tap the ground. Control straight back up, same speed on the way down as you did up. I don't want anyone coming up and just dropping. Okay? Once you've done 8, go to the other side. A tip here is one side will be worse. So when you go to lift it, you'll be like, oh, I can't feel it in the same spot. It's more the outside or somewhere else. Turn your body away from that side and then try it, and you'll find that more often than not, it'll then hit where you need to. The other option is your legs might not be far enough apart, or you may be pointing and turning too far. So just play around with it, but that's where you want to feel at the top inside. Okay, lastly, for our warm-up, is our clamshell hold. So coming in a little bit closer, just to see where my knee is. So bring the camera over here. So what we're going to be doing, come over here, Adrian. So what we're going to be doing is having a plate, or you can have someone pushing down on your leg. I've done that so many times. We're going to be holding just off our leg, so not extending all the way open, just holding off the other knee, and we're looking to make our quads soft and our hamstrings soft. So if you can feel those two tendons under here lighting up, you need to relax. Okay? So I'm looking to put the tension back here in my glute and hip. That's where I want it. We want to develop the external rotators of the hip, highly important for reducing hip and knee pain and helping stabilize in your bigger movements like squatting, lunging, running, things like that. So I'm going to try and hold for the whole minute. It's going to burn. Look for the right hip angle for you, and the right weight. If it's too heavy, everything else will do the job it's not supposed to, where it's supposed to be back here. So I can either extend my knees or I can extend my hips. It's about, from straight, it's about 45 degrees out, and then just bending the knees back a little and then lifting against. Okay, that's our clamshell hold. Rotate to the other side. It's one set, and then we're ready to get into our workout.